Greg again from Heck Yeah, You Can Cook, and today I'm going to not really test your cooking skills, but more of your vocabulary skills. We've got lots of different spices and lots of different ingredients from around the world, and we're going to combine them into a dish that I call my Palestinian split chicken breast dish. It's made with Lacinato, like I lost my car, Lacinato Kale. It's also using Za'atar, which is a combination of dried oregano, thyme, sumac, all kinds of secrets, a little bit of sesame. I've had different versions of this, and this dish really goes out to my friend Dr. Nadar Odeh, who I used to work with at South Central High School. And my buddy one day came back, his mom sent him like bricks of the stuff. And it is so good. And yeah, I quickly went through it and learned how to make a few recipes with it. So this is something that I came up with using Za'atar and Lacinato Kale. And we're going to talk about how to do this. It bakes in your oven, a little bit of prep work, the oven does the rest. So hey everybody, I'm going to work this into the video. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees. Really hard to cook anything in the oven, don't preheat it. And I do the roast setting for this recipe. Favorite. While I've got your attention, everyone please like, share, and subscribe. We're excited to grow every day. Please hit that notification bell after you subscribe so you know when we've got new videos up and to the YouTube channel. Please join us on our Facebook group at Heck Yeah You Can Cook, and also on Pinterest, and we have TikTok and Instagram. Today's tools that you're going to need a chef's knife for some chopping. You're going to need your large carving knife. This is what I like to use for making an incision through those chicken breasts. We'll talk about that in a second. A pair of tongs to work with to take the meat off. A wooden spoon to stir some things with. You're also going to need a medium to small mixing bowl. This is my smallest Pampered Chef one. And a whisk, and we're going to show you, this is not baking, I know, but we're going to use a little bit of baking element with this today. Of course, you're going to need, now I've got my largest Pyrex dish. Now this one is actually a 4-quarter. You can use whatever. I like a large one with this. I like to spread out the greens, and you'll see that in just a minute. If you have a smaller one, that's fine. It will work. And below that, you see I have my cooling rack. I've also got my probe thermometer here that we can just set in the oven, forget it, and wait till it reaches 165. The ingredients you're going to need today. Now I've got these are gigantic chicken breasts. And what I've done is I've taken my large, very sharp Cutco carving knife, and I've cut them in half, okay? Kind of went down the, not the bone, but just kind of split it between where the bone was in both. Now when you've done that, be extremely careful. There is going to be a sharp bone right here. So when you're handling, make sure that you do not cut yourself on that as you're working with this chicken. I have got our spices and oils department here. I've got, I'm adding something. This is 4 tablespoons of toasted sesame seed oil, the pure kind. It's going to add a very good flavor because this is my 4+ tablespoons of Za'atar, a little over 4 tablespoons, 4 heaping tablespoons. It has sesame seeds and sesame oil in it a lot of times, so those two flavors not going to fight each other, they're going to work together. I've got some pink Himalayan salt, and we're going to put it separate because you're going to be working with that chicken, and I want you to be able to go in and out, and we're just going to toss what's ever left. That way we don't cross-contaminate our salt for later on. For your chops today, what you're going to need chopped up is I got 1 red bell pepper, and it's in just a coarse chop, about 2 centimeter pieces. You want them kind of larger so they show up. I've got 6 cloves of garlic, and it's sliced rather finely. Okay, so it's just sliced garlic. Do not chop it, slice it. I've got 1 coarsely chopped, 1/2 of a sweet Vidalia, already yellow onion will do. And I've got that cut coarsely chopped just so it adds a little flavor and texture to the dish. I've got, now in this case, you can use 1 large zucchini. This was 2 small zucchini. Cut into about maybe a 1/2 inch, 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick slices. It's going to have a little time to cook and roast, and this adds a nice flavor and texture to the dish later on. All right, Lacinato Kale, right here. Got a bunch of it. It's washed and ready to go. Now what I like to do, the ends have already, this was a great find. I went to the grocery store and the ends were gone. I was like, thank you. Don't have to waste that. I feel like I was buying the whole product. So what I like to do is I take the leaf and I just go up the leaf. Now this stem is really not thick today, so I'm going to leave it. Adds a little more flavor. I cut it about 2-inch squares, just like that. And then you're done. And the good news is you take it and simply go ahead and put it into your dish. All right, just throw it right in there. We'll come across. You can do all at one time or one at a time, your choice. Now that I've got that done, I kind of put that right here in the middle of the cutting board. Now we're going to prep our chicken. Now to prep our chicken, what I like to do here is we just basically take and combine sesame seed oil. I put that in first. And then the Za'atar. We're going to whip this into almost like a paste. Now here's where you get messy. All right. You whip that into that paste. Now you're going to take, you're going to work under the skin. Now the first thing you do is on each piece, bring your salt over. Salt lightly, because there is no salt added to the Za'atar. This is the Morton and Bassett brand I'm using today. All right, let's lift this chicken under. Add salt right under there. Set your salt aside. And now, here comes the fun part. You've made this nice paste. I can always smell the flavor. Work it around and under to smell that sesame. All right, cooking. This is not pretty, folks. Sometimes things in cooking are down and dirty. This is a down and dirty. Catch all the areas. Now this recipe you can make up to 4. You can always double the paste if you need to. But you can make up to 4 chicken breasts with this. Just increase the mix size. About a tablespoon of each seasoning and oil per breast. So we got 4, so we want 4 and 4. If that makes sense, that's your ratio. All right, now we're going to wash our hands. We've washed our hands, now we're going to get this starting to be plated up here. Not plated up, ovened up, ready for the oven. Take the tongs, get them in working position. First, we're going to take and sprinkle simply our garlic around. Same thing for our bell peppers. Our onion. And we're going to save just a little bit of the onion to add to the top of the chicken. I'd say reserve about 1/3. Reserve about that much. And now we held our Za'atar in reserve. And then I like to just sprinkle some of this across the top. So it's probably about 5 tablespoons when it's all said and done, maybe a little less. Take your salt, sprinkle it across the top. Take your wooden spoon at this time, just kind of turn it over. Working the greens and onions around, spreading out evenly. You already see all the vibrant colors you're going to have in this dish now. Make sure you have a little bit of sesame seed oil left over. Drizzle it across the top. Probably another tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half. Take your tongs, take your chicken, work it in. See with this pan you got all this extra space. Kind of nestle that chicken in there. Always set your thickest piece in the middle. Push down into the kale, it's kind of sitting up. You can use your hands if you need to get that pushed in there. You don't want it to be above the heat line there. And now I'm going to work this in to your thickest piece of chicken right there. On top of the chicken right here, before we do this, we're just going to drizzle a little bit more of the sesame oil right across the top. Because we really worked it under the skin, not on. And we're going to set this in the oven and we're going to let it go. That's it. Probably I estimate about 10 to 15 minutes of prep, depends how fast you chop and how quickly you can slice this chicken in half. You saw the rest did not take long at all. Let's come back and check it out. Hey everybody, the thermometer has gone off. There's our chicken. Beautiful color. That Za'atar cooked into the top. We're going to take a plate real quickly. Here. I'm going to set that chicken breast over there to rest. We'll set it right here, rest for a second before we plate it. As you can tell, some of this Lacinato Kale has crisped up a little bit, but you got all these juices in here. So what you do here, quickly stir and rehydrate them. By rehydrating them, all the greens will now soak up all that flavor that came out of the chicken as it cooked. Nice pile of greens down right like that. Take one of the chicken, set it right on top. A little bit of zucchini. There you go, everybody. Palestinian split chicken breast. Scrumptious, savory. Hope everybody enjoys. Have a great day.